Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be talking about color neutrality because I often mention it in my videos, but the last time I actually explained it was about 3 years ago. So in this video I'm going to be talking about what color neutrality is, its pros and cons, and then whether or not you should bother to learn it. So what color neutrality is, it's pretty much in the name. You're basically neutral to all the different colors of the cube, and you can solve the cross and then the rest of the solve starting with whichever color. So the most apparent and obvious advantage to color neutrality is that you can solve the fastest cross, or the cross with the least moves. So obviously that just knocks up a couple moves off of your solve, and in turn can help improve your time by a couple tenths of a second or so. However, this is not the only thing that's good about it, which I think is kind of a common misconception, because people are like, oh, well, color neutrality only really helps with a couple moves in the cross and then that's it. And that's not really true. So first of all, the fact that you're using less moves in your cross helps you to either look ahead or actually plan out further during your inspection to your first F2L pair, or even further than that, because what really helps in a solve is to have a really good transition between the cross and your first F2L pair. And if you can plan out your first F2L pair during your inspection, then that really helps with the fluidity of your solve and can really help your times by eliminating pauses. So with those couple or few less moves that you have to do when you're solving the cross, it really allows you to plan out more of the solve and thus make your solve more fluid. In addition to just knocking a couple moves off your cross, I would say kind of the biggest benefit is the ability to do extended crosses, especially with pairs that are already formed. So if you were solving a white cross, this is just a pretty basic case here, nothing too special about it. But if I were to solve on the orange side, for example, there's this pair already made in the cube, and there's actually another pair over here, and another pair over here already made. So all kinds of different options to use for an extended cross, and it's not really an advanced extended cross either, because there's already pairs that are made. You don't actually have to think through pairing up an edge in a corner. So here I have a orange, green, white pair, and I'm just gonna show you a quick extended cross because that's the easiest one, is the orange. So I'm just going to go ahead and shove this over here, match this up, put this down, match that up, and then insert the pair. And look at that, I have a nice 2x2 block, and then I can just go ahead and add in the other edge. And there's an extended cross. So as you can see there, it can be very simple to make extended crosses when you're solving with color neutrality. So those are pretty much all of the advantages. So let's talk about a couple of the disadvantages. So first of all, it's going to take a second or two longer in your inspection to look through all the cases, all the cross cases, and then pick the best one. However, for most people this really isn't a problem, because most people aren't going over the inspection limit most of the time anyways. Most people I see at competitions, get their inspection done within 5 or 10 seconds. So adding a couple seconds onto that just to look through all the other possibilities really isn't a problem. Also, it does not take 6 times as long to plan out a cross if you're color neutral, because that way, or when you're planning out the cross, you're only looking for just a couple of things that are already matched up. You're not actually planning out the actual moves you would have to do to solve a cross on each side. So it only adds a couple seconds. It's not 6 times as long. And another disadvantage is that you do have to learn all 6 color schemes of the cube, which may sound intimidating, but it's really not that bad, but it is still something you have to do. And honestly, another misconception is that it takes you 6 times as long to learn anything else on the cube because you have to relearn it for every single color scheme. And that's not really true either, because say in OLL you learn for the yellow side, it's the same exact pattern on the green side, it's just the colors are flipped. And once you get that color neutrality mindset going, it's really easy to translate things to different colors. So, is color neutrality worth it? In a word, yes. So, I used to be a white cross solver, but now I am color neutral, and I didn't really have a reason to becoming color neutral, but I'll explain the situation. So back in the day, I was averaging the really low 20 seconds trying to break sub 20, but I couldn't really do it, so I was like, well, I just learned color neutrality just for fun. So in like the first week or so, my times went way up to like 25 seconds or greater than that, but by the end of a month, I was sub 20, no problem, and improving at a pretty good rate. So what that did for me is it really helped me get past a wall. So I would definitely recommend color neutrality if you're stuck at a wall in your times, because learning new things always tends to help you improve your times just because it gets the brain juices flowing. And color neutrality is a really kind of huge thing to learn because you got to learn all of those new color schemes. So that's why I would recommend it if you're stuck at a wall. Now, even if you're not stuck at a wall, I still would recommend it because in the end, all those advantages I talked about earlier, you know, extended crosses, less moves in the cross, that all pays off and helps you improve your time anyways. So I would recommend it no matter what. Now, if you had to choose between learning maybe, you know, one look last layer algorithms versus color neutrality, I'd probably say learn the one look algorithms because those will shave off more time, but in reality, it's not too hard to learn both at the same time. So now that we know that color neutrality is definitely worth it, the next question is, how do you become color neutral? And this is what I did, and I think it works pretty well. Stop solving on your cross color and the one opposite to it, and then just practice like 10 in a row on one color to start learning that color scheme, then the next color, the next color, the next color, and then eventually you can add in the opposite color once you start getting good with all the other color schemes. And then finally, once you're feeling really comfortable with everything, you can add in your original color. And that's pretty much it, and it'll be color neutral. So I hope you guys learned some valuable information from this video, and hopefully you guys will become color neutral. Thanks for watching.